Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Jagnole back again with another video, and we are here for the video that I have been waiting so long to make, but finally I think it's time. We're going to be doing the new Cosmic Client review, the 2.0, the 1.8 version, however you want to see it. So yeah, I'm going to go over the big changes. I mean, it is a pretty big change, you know. First things first, the version. You're no longer at 1.7, you're now at 1.8. Which, here's the thing, a lot of servers are now starting to go to strictly 1.8 just based off of, you know, making everything a lot more compatible. So yeah, a lot of servers are going strictly for 1.8. I know on like Hypixel you can't go on 1.7 anymore, as well as like, you know, Hot Client. Oh, I know there's always Hack Clients on 1.8, but 1.8 is always like, it's like the future now, like it's the mainstream. You know, 1.7 is kind of going out the door at this point. So it's glad that Cosmic finally made a client that's for 1.8. Now, this client has been in the process for a couple months now. I remember a couple months ago, I think right before I took a break from Cosmic, Gifrin did give me access to it. I was like one of the very first people to get access to it, and it looks pretty similar to what it is now, but it was a complete difference. Now, eventually those were taken away from me, the privileges, because I did take a break and I wasn't really doing the requirements needed to stay to have access to it. Like, I wasn't really reporting any bugs or anything. I was mostly just like taking advantage of me having access to it. So yeah, that's why a lot of people were asking about that. I did get it removed, but you know, it was rightfully so because I wasn't doing anything about it, and other people, you know, actually did do things, and you know, I was just be like freeloading it. But anyways, eventually the public beta was released, so now it is a public beta. You can go ahead and download it. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to go test it out. It's still technically in beta, but it's almost at the point where it's at its full release. I mean, the versions no longer say beta, so we're basically at the point where we're going to get to a official release. But I mean, you guys, anyone can get it, so I wouldn't really consider it as much as a beta anymore. It is a public beta, so you can still like report like bugs on it and all type of stuff. And I'm glad this is 1.8. Now, a lot of people are going to have questions like, what about 1.7 PvP? That is on here. So I don't know if it's actually on here, but you can't change it, but it does have 1.7 PvP mechanics. I can actually show you. So, obviously with the sword, you know how you can mine, or see, that shows that you can, because on 1.8 you can't do that, you know, so that's one thing you can do. So yeah, so there's a 1.7 PvP mechanics are on this, on this Cosmic client. So yeah, being 1.8 doesn't even have 1.8 PvP mechanics, because 1.7 mechanics for PvP are way better. So, but let's get into a lot of other things. So first things first, the user interface is completely different. It's a lot more clean, less cluttered, you know, everything. I like how everything is, you know, just shows everything that's enabled right away. And first you have a bunch of options. So you have 5 little tabs. First, well, okay, 2 of them have to deal with just websites. So you have 3 main tabs. So you have your accounts. So if you have any alts, you can do that. So I guess you can make a list, but I don't yet. But so I have my 3 alts: Jagnole, Jagnole, and Jagnole. Great names, right? And say I want to switch to Jagnole. I just click, logs me out temporarily, and I'm here, and I can go ahead and log back in. But then I want to switch back to Jagnole, so I'm going to do that. So now I can do that. But let's first talk about the home screen. The home screen is also different. There's some music that plays, you know, has a crazy difference. It sometimes glitches a little bit. But yeah, it is pretty interesting. Options will take you straight into the, or actually they'll just take you into normal Minecraft options, and here are all the information. But yeah, I'm not trying to get copyrighted, so I'm just gonna go. But yeah, it does play some pretty intense music at the opening menu. But yeah, we're gonna go back into Cosmic, and yeah, like I said, this works on other servers too. There are some things that only work on Cosmic, which I'll show you. But let's keep getting into it. So first, we did accounts. Let's get into waypoints. So waypoints are very easy. It's very simple to say. Say, for example, this is, okay, let's say this is my derp, okay? Boom, you hit it, we're going to call it a derp, and you can change the color. Now, the cool thing is that, you know, a lot of things that are in here, you can make it a rainbow. So you can make it, like, do a rainbow color. So there you go, create it. Next thing you know, boom, you have a beam, and it's also on your mini-map, and it's changing colors. Not only does it change color on there, it changes colors there. It's really cool, and I think it's really dope that you can do that. And then if you ever want to change it, like I said, you hit right shift. So right shift is how you get into it, by the way. Hit waypoints and say you don't like it, you can turn it off. You can also delete it. And once you delete it, it's gone forever. So that's something that's pretty cool. And you know, I like the beam especially. And there's a lot of other things. So next things up is the settings. So this is where you get into the the meat and potatoes of this. So first you have like all these options. So they're like all toggles. So information HUD is basically all the stuff right here. Like you could turn it off, or actually no, it's right there. So that's basically your FPS, the direction. And the funny thing is, or not the funny thing, the really cool thing about this is that it's completely customizable. If you can see, I have completely custom text up here because you can change that. For example, it would usually say information, or it would say information HUD. I changed it to important stuff. You can make it to where it says display FPS. You can make it to where the prefix is off, so it just shows you the number, but I have it to where that. You can change the number, or the colors and the boldness of FPS. You can change if it's going to be an arrow, a brackets, or, yeah, like I said, you can change it to, like, whatever your heart desires, so you definitely have some options for you. I like to keep it at that, or no, actually, I like the arrow. Yeah, there you go. So I like the arrow in my opinion, but you can do a lot of things. And like I said, anything when you hit color, you can make it a rainbow. So if you don't like, you can make it a rainbow, which, you know, if you like to do that, you can do that, but it's an option for you. Pretty dope. And you can change the opacity, or the opacity of it. So if you're not so like for example, say you want a little clear, you can do that. But I'm a person who likes it all maxed out for me. So as you can see, yeah, we got red up in here. So yeah, you basically have a lot of options for that. And also, another thing is with the information HUD, is that you don't have to have your, for example, you don't have to make it to where it shows your actual, it has a lot of things. So you can display your CPS, you can display your combat tag, which I don't personally make my combat tag, which reason is because it's up here as well. But you can do that. You can show how many players are online. This works on other servers too. The IP. You can put your location, which is your XYZ, which I usually don't have it on because, you know, if I'm recording. The biome you're in, which is, you know, whatever. And then your light level, which is actually kind of useful, so you don't have to be an F3. So it shows a lot of information that's pretty dope. Really interesting. And that's just one subsection. Really cool stuff. And then you have Schematica. If you guys don't know what Schematica is, it's basically you can put down little... So say you have a cannon, it will literally pull up a hologram. I don't have any schematics, but it'll literally pull up a hologram so you can make the cannon exactly how it is, and, you know, you make sure you're doing it right so you don't have to memorize it by heart. And, you know, it's honestly probably the best way to do it in my opinion. But that's simple. Oh, a little glitched out for a second. Maybe that's something that... Actually, that's the first time I see that. We have Tabby Chat. I personally don't use Tabby Chat. But I don't know why it's up there. I think it's because it got moved up there. But you can use Tabby Chat if you want. You know, it's a lot of things. I mean, I personally don't use it. But if you guys know it, you guys, people that use Tabby Chat, that's an option. But another thing that you need to look at is, as you can see right here, it says none. When you see none, that means you could actually click it and it would be a toggle. So if anyone want my Tabby Chat to be Y, so now it's Y. And so if I hit Y, it turns on Tabby Chat. But I don't have... Yeah, Tabby Chat's on. Yeah, see, you see up there. I turned it on. So that's something that you can look at. So I'm gonna go back and make it. Oh, there we go. And hit escape if you want to turn it back to none. So you have Worldedit, which is another thing that has to do with cannoning. I'm gonna turn it off because I don't use it. Keystrokes, so this is something that's actually probably useful. This is good for PvPers, or actually mostly for YouTubers, so you can show your CPS, like your active CPS when you're clicking. But you can also change a lot more things with it. You can change the color. Oh my god, you can change so much, bro. I'm about to show you. So if you go to keystrokes, so you can change the color of the background when your key says, you can see it's red, and then so you can do that. You can change the color of the text. You can change the normal color, so you go on that. So you can make it white, or you can make the text color blue, or make it yellow, and then make it red. You know, you have a lot of options for you. You can make it black. I mean, shoot, do that. Yeah, woo. Look at that's really cool. So you really got some options for you. Yeah, look at that. And like I said, you can make it, you can also move it around, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. But I don't usually have them on. Then you have the, you know, cooldown HUD, which is this stuff right here. So it's, basically, it's your combat tag, Interpol tag, and shredded strikes, as well as sometimes you can put MC there as well. So say, for example, you know, shredded strikes, yeah, that's MC. Combat tag and Interpol tag are actually really good to know because, you know, you'll know when you can just, like, log out or leave or something like that. Very good to know. Armor HUD, you know, it's very simple. I have it down here, but you can actually do a lot of things. For example, you can change the name. Obviously, you can do that type of stuff, and I like to show it as a percentage. But some people like to. You can make it vertical. You can make it horizontal. I personally like it vertical. You can do percentage. You can do damage. You know, you can do yeah, you can do a percent and max. Like you can do a lot of things. I personally do percent. You can change all the items there. Potion HUD is the same thing. Like I've changed it to enchants working, italicized and bold with a rainbow color, and it basically will fill up down here and it shows everything there for you. Like I said, it's very customizable. Then you have Crosshair, so this is even cooler. So you can actually make your own Crosshair in the game. So the one thing I don't like is that you can see it, it's right there, but you can't really see it that much. Now, fortunately, since this is translucent, this used to not be really as translucent. It would be really hard. You'd have to like change it and then click out. But you can now kind of see it. Like I said, you can make it to where your thickness is bigger, but I personally don't like it as thick like that. You can make the length longer, but like I said, I'm not big. I like a certain length. You can add a dot if you want. Now, it's not as customizable as I want to, but hey, it's in the game. Like, you know, most other people would have to get like a texture pack and have to use it. It's literally like a normal. It's like, it reminds me of the CSGO crosshair system. That's how I see it. If you guys ever played that, that's how it works. Event HUD is actually something, so for example, yeah, like I said, shows the next envoy. So that's actually something that's really useful. This actually did not used to work, but now it does. And actually what I'm going to do is so I showed you with it. If you click this, you can move items around. So I'm going to move it right here because I think that's a good place to put it. And we're going to put that, yeah, it looks like a good place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to scale it up a bit, just so everything is all like even. So now, we move it around. I'm trying to so now we have our events, all that stuff on there. Like, so it's all spaced out. Wait, that looks, oh my god, my OCD is gonna kill me. That looks good. That looks good. So yeah, you can change that. Event HUD. It now works again. Breadcrumbs it's a TNT thing, so it shows where the TNT hits and all that type of stuff. Chunk borders, very easy to know. I have it set to C, so it shows the chunk borders. So, you know, it's good to know if you're trying to lay out boxes, you know, all that type of stuff. I have it 3D. You can make it 3D. You can make it not 3D. Like I'll show you right here. It's not a requirement. I will show you right here. Where are we at? Where are you at? Oh, brood mother. Okay, so we go to chunk borders. Yeah, if you turn it on, you can make it 3D or not. It's up to you. Like I said, you can make the border, you can make a rainbow. You can really do whatever your heart's desire. You really got a lot of options for that. I'm gonna turn it off. Go back into it. Toggle sneak, again, same thing. If you don't know it, you can adjust it. I personally don't like toggle sneak. Toggle sprint, same thing. World download, so like I said, it's world downloader right there. You can turn it off or on, which is pretty cool. I think you have to restart though. Potion colors, and this is actually something interesting. You can change every single potion. Now, the one thing that I ended up changing, okay, one thing that I changed is I made strength like yellow for some reason. I just like the contrast between this because, you know, it's a darker color and it's really interesting. So you have a lot of options. Like I said, you have a lot of options for your for that. So then we have after that, you can do roam. Roam is actually interesting. So I showed this off in my last video, and maybe we're kind of like didn't know what it was. And basically what it is it allows you to like move around, and it's basically used for like checking walls and stuff. So you don't actually have to like, hey, go check the walls. Okay, you press R, which is what I have it set to. And the thing is, it doesn't show you, which I was very disappointed. I hope it showed you. And if you're also in F1 mode, it locks, so you can't really but basically you can go down. Now you can find caves, but ores are turned off, so you can't see ores. You can see some spawners. I think if it's in enemy territory, you can't see them. I'm not 100% on that, but like I said, it's really good for finding caves if you want to like start mining. But like I said, you can't find ores. But obviously, you know, if you find a dope cave, you know, there's probably gonna be some pretty sick ores in there. But it's really good to find a cave and all that type of stuff, and you get roaming in your back. Now I don't even know if you can even, yeah, you can check your chords, like all your chords change and all that. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I do think it's a really cool thing that it's available. Now it only goes as far as what your character renders, so you know, only a certain distance, which I think is good, so you don't like abuse. It's actually really cool that they actually have that enabled. Map writer is basically your map, and the cool thing about it is that you can actually claim with it. If, like I said, if you hold shift and right click and you claim. I'm not gonna do it because I will claim for the faction. I'm not trying to claim at the moment. But But also you have your scoreboard, which is right here. And the cool thing about your scoreboard is, yeah, I usually would have the numbers turned off, but if you like the nostalgia feel, you can do that. But you have the faction, the date, your account, your balance, your XP, your kill death ratio, haven't been doing too well this season, and your people amount of faction that are going. So 7 people out of 24 are on currently. Screenshot uploader. So basically, when you hit F2 to take a screenshot, you can change that in the settings. It will basically make a print screen, which is, you know, pretty good if you just want to send the link right away. Then you have world border, which is actually pretty interesting. I have it currently set to a rainbow, but when you hit the world border, you know, and the way it works when you're on Cosmic Client, this Cosmic Client, when you hit the world border, you won't glitch back. You just it's like hitting like a wall. You won't go past it at all, which I think is pretty cool, so you don't glitch back or it'll get sent to spawn. And also, if people are using the Cosmic Client, they can't glitch into your base, which is really good. And you can also check if people are using the Cosmic Client. Most of the people do use the Cosmic Client, some people don't, but like, if you hover over their name, I believe it shows, yeah, it shows a check mark, they have Cosmic Client. So yeah, it's a very popular item, but it's really dope. But let's say go back into settings. So that's all the things. You can also, you know, categorize it, but then you can go into general settings. So yeah, you can do a lot. So you can change the actual font. Now, some people like the normal Minecraft font. There's a lot of other things you can enable. You can like, change your focus when you have focus. There's a lot of things that you can enable. Shiny pots. I currently have these on. You can show item and armor glint. So as you can see, if I turn it off, I got that to wear some gear. So if I, as you can see, the armor, if I put it on, and then settings. If I turn off armor glint, it turns it off, and it's the same thing if I was holding a sword. So pretty dope. Waypoints, you can see you can turn off all that type of stuff. HUD. Now this is basically like a general HUD scale if you want it to be way bigger than it is, but obviously I like it best that one. And then performance. So this is actually pretty cool. So a lot of people who like don't have as good computers, this is probably the best. Wait, hold up. Some of my stuff got messed up. What happened? What the? Oh, never mind. I just realized I didn't mess up. I thought I messed up, but I didn't, because I didn't mess up. Yeah, I did not. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was messing up, but then I realized, oh wait, because I only have one piece on, I'm used to having a full set. Anyways, go back to settings. You can change, so smart performance handling, this is normally on. I turn it off because, you know, but basically it really makes a huge difference. It changes how easy you could, like, how far you can see blocks, how far you can see chests and entities. It's really good if you have a slow computer, but if you have a really good computer, then you really don't need to have this on. You can turn off lighting, you can turn off your entity distance and max block distance. You can turn this on and off. You can turn off mobs and spawners. I like them off, but you know, that can be pretty laggy. You can make the chat background disabled for some reason if you want to do that. You can turn off the shadow and your fire effect. Which is, you know, that's for, fire effect is basically when you're getting hit, you know, so it doesn't, like, cover your screen. So, yeah, you really have, a lot of options for you. And honestly, there's even better things. So there's also profiles. So I have this as HyperX, but you can go to default, which is that, or modules, which is this, or multiplayer. So HyperX is the current, like, you can have a bunch of different profiles, which is really cool. So for example, say you want to have a YouTube, like a recording profile, so you can have all the cool information you need, all the other stuff that you don't. You can put that up on there. Or say you have a PvP profile, strictly for PvP, nothing else. You can make that profile. Or say you're, like, yeah, like, for example, a PvP, you can have on, like, the smart balancing, like, the super FPS mode, something like that. You can really change it up. You really have a lot of options. And now that we're entering towards 20 minutes, I think this would be a good time to conclude the review. Honestly, I do think it's really worth it. I do think you guys should try it out and use it. I mean, there's not a lot of drawbacks to it. I haven't really found any to it. It's literally just download it and it works. It also works with shaders. However, it does have to it's a little iffy with shaders. But like I said, I do really like it. It does make Minecraft run a lot easier. And like I said, if you want to go on a different server, you don't have to go on just Cosmic. You can go, and like I said, it brings all the other stuff with you. Now, like I said, things like events aren't going to happen, but your map will be there. You can still have your enchants, you can still have your gear. But that's just basic stuff. So you really have a lot of things, and like I said, your scoreboard's still there. So you have a lot of things that you can take this anywhere. I mean, it's a client, so you know it's meant to be used on different servers. Obviously, like I said, some servers like roaming only works on Cosmic because you have to have permissions for that, which I think is good because I don't think people. Oh god, I spammed it, so it only does 3 at a time. So it may get spammed a couple times. Oh, I think that's it. But yeah, roaming is also pretty cool. But like I said, it's only on Cosmic, so you have to have permissions to do that. And so you can't really hack or anything on this. And that's another good thing about it. You're also more likely to not get auto banned. So you know how people get false banned? If you're using Cosmic client, it's a lot harder to use another, like, you know, an actual client, because you already have the client. Now obviously you can use injectables and stuff like that. I'm not a huge hacker guy, so I don't really know much about it, but I know that if you're using Cosmic client, your chances of getting false banned are dramatically lowered, because I'm pretty sure like the system will like not be as aggressive to people who are using the Cosmic client. And like I said, most people are using Cosmic client, so I wouldn't really be worrying about it. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it. Hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you do, be sure to hit the like button down below. I know it was a longer video and I just got a text message. And that's it, guys. Hope you guys do enjoy. I mean, like I said, I'll put the link and all the other information in the description for you. And that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoy it. And other than that, this has been Jagnole, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.